Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. In this presentation, we are looking at prevention-led action specifically in public health and why AFF Missions SCIO is focused on that. Our goal is to help you understand and realize the need for prevention-led action and perhaps make you a believer enough to support our charitable cause. Anyway, the name is Claude. You know, most of the time when things go wrong in people's life, stress, burnout, crisis, we only notice it at the point where they are already broken. But what if we could notice earlier? What if we could act before things reach that point? What if we could reduce the pressure before it builds, support people before things escalate, and design systems that don't create harm in the first place? That's what prevention is really about. Prevention isn't complicated, but it is often misunderstood. Think of it in three layers. First, the upstream. That's where we reduce the conditions that create problems in the first place. And then the midstream. That's where we support people early, when risks begin to appear. And then we have the downstream. That's where we respond after harm has already happened. The reality is, most systems are built around downstream response. But if we want lasting change, we have to shift earlier. That is, we have to shift to upstream, midstream before things break. And that's where a prevention ecosystem comes in. Not one solution, not one program, but a set of connected approaches, each addressing a different layer of risk across everyday life, communities, and systems. This is why at AFF Missions SCIO we have designed a prevention ecosystem of 4 initiatives, acronymized as THEMO, BUES, ION, and ICE. Okay, so let me walk you through what that looks like. Let's start with something many of us experience but rarely question: digital overload. The constant notifications, endless comparison, the pressures to always be available, always responsive, always on. Over time, that builds stress, fatigue, disconnection. But because it's become normal, we often don't recognize it until it becomes overwhelming. This is where our initiative THEMO comes in. Now, by THEMO, we mean the hidden impact of modern overload. It focuses on those digital and cultural norms, the ones that quietly drive overload. Now, working upstream, THEMO helps reduce exposure to that pressure in the first place. And at midstream, it helps people recognize the early signs and respond before things escalate. Not all stress starts with individuals. A lot of it comes from systems around us, like financial pressure, rising cost, complex services, and often than not, the stigma that makes it harder to ask for help. These pressures don't always explode overnight. They build quietly until they become overwhelming. Our initiative BUES focuses on that space. By BUES, we mean building social equity. Now, BUES addresses structural and financial systems that embed stress and exclusion. At upstream, BUES works by reducing those pressures before they escalate. And at midstream, it helps people access support earlier, more easily, and without judgment, because no one should have to reach breaking point just to get help. Let me ask you this. Have you ever tried to get help and found the process itself made things harder? Forms that don't make sense. Delays that stretch on, systems that feel confusing or even discouraging. Sometimes the issue isn't the situation, it's the system. Our initiative ION focuses on improving how those systems work. By ION, we mean cultivating agency of interconnectedness, reducing friction, reducing delay, reducing exclusion, so that when people need support, they can access it clearly, quickly, and with dignity. Because when systems work well, they don't just respond to problems, they prevent them from getting worse. Let's not forget about the higher risk systems, the ones that make important decisions or directly affect people's safety and well-being. When these systems lack accountability or transparency or ethical design, the risk of harm increases. ICE, our initiative, which is Access, Integrity in Higher Risk Systems, focuses on strengthening integrity in these spaces. It works upstream by ensuring systems are designed responsibly from the start, and midstream by identifying risks early and putting safeguards in place before harm occurs. Because in those contexts, getting it wrong isn't just inconvenient, it can have real consequences. Now, to bring it all together, let's step back and look at all of this. You can see a pattern is starting to emerge. You can see it's no longer just about reacting to problems, but reducing the chances of those problems happening. Because we are addressing overload in everyday life, reducing financial and structural stress, improving how systems work, strengthening integrity where risks are highest. That's what a prevention ecosystem looks like. Connected, led, working across people, communities, and systems. Prevention doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's subtle. A small change, an earlier conversation, a clearer system, a better environment. But those small actions taken early can change outcomes in a big way. Finally, to wrap it up, here's one question I want to leave for you to think about. What's one thing you could do today before something breaks tomorrow? Anyway, that's my time. But till you catch me on the next, stay preventive.